Mr. Olin, Mr. Ken Olin of TV's 30-something, we'd like to invite you to be a guest on the premiere of Goodnight America starring Mark DeCarlo.
I got a little problem here. No. Get out.
Where are you from? That Mark DeCarlo show? Look, I told him I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't want to talk to anybody. Now get out of my yard.
What date did you have in mind?
Whenever it's good for you.
Oh,
you
see,
know,
never
there's
is good
no
for us.
time that's really good for us.
How about never? That's when it's
yeah.
good for us.
How would you like me to throw a load of dog crap right on you? Now get on out of my yard.
Hold it right there, channel surfers. Your comedy wave has just come in. Say goodbye to tired old reruns. Say adios to depressing world news. Say so long to gratuitous sex and violence on cable. Tape it, that's what I do. And just say Goodnight America starring Mark DeCarlo. He's tan. He's well rested. He's wearing the only suit he's got. He's ready to keep you up tonight. And now the host of our show, he's Beechwood age, Mr. Mark DeCarlo.
Welcome to the show. I am Mark DeCarlo. Thanks for tuning in to Goodnight America. Man, let me tell you, it is great to be back on television. You guys feel good? Yeah! I'm glad to do it. Now, probably some of you recognize me from a show I used to do called Studs. All right. I guess some of you remember it more than others. But let me say right off the bat, the show is going to be something completely different.
It better be.
It's,
oh, does that mean no more demeaning of women?
well, there's probably some time, sweetheart. We'll get to it.
You're such a pig.
Please, ladies, I'm just kidding. We're just fooling around. It's a different show. Wait, Eric, would you please help me here?
Oh, okay. Our guest tonight, the TV hit Love and War, Joel Murray, smoking advocate Emma Chiswell, along with special appearances by George Wendt, Ken Olin, Jay Thomas, and supermodel Boutros Ghali. And now the new and improved Mr. Mark DeCarlo.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Oh, boy. I feel so much better now. How about a little taste for Rockin' and the Monkey Boys, ladies and gentlemen? And not quite an announcer, a hell of a lot more of a sidekick. Folks, if you think of me as Lewis and Clark, and I know several of you do, please give it up for my Sacagawea, Mr. Eric Charles Boardman. All right, Joel Murray and Emma Chiswell and supermodel Boutros Ghali. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Just to do that. All right. Why are you clapping so loud? Am I bleeding somewhere? All right. We have our first guest. He's a very funny man, very funny family. You probably know him best from Love and War. He's been on many television shows, and he's actually been in the building for a good half hour. Please welcome Joel Murray. Joel, good to see you. Fine. Have a seat. Thanks for coming here.
Yeah, big response. I think they're all in a bowling league on Monday night.
I think so. Well, we got the prom committee here, the bowling league over there. And I believe there's a badminton tournament going on in the next studio.
Happening. So much activity around here.
Do you like this set? It probably doesn't look too expensive, but we spent a lot of money. Roger alone, $80 an hour. How's it going, Roger? I wish I was kidding about the money, too. Yeah. I'm not. Tell me how you got started in show business.
I started at Second City, where my brother's trained as well.
Big theater in Chicago?
Big comedy cabaret theater, the best place to train. And I worked with Del Close in some improv groups and got into Second City, worked there for 5 years. And they hired me off the stage to come out and do a show called Grand. And I've been out here for 4.5 years. Big Grand fans in the audience.
I like that show. That was a good show. Now, for those of you folks who don't really know the Second City thing, there would be like it was like a play. You'd see a couple of scripted
sketch
acts
comedy
of stuff, and then at the end of the night, they would do improvised stuff. They would take suggestions from the audience, and people would just make stuff up as they go along. And lots of times, a lot of big stars would come along and kind of get up and do stuff with the cast, huh?
Sometimes it was brilliant, and sometimes it was horrible.
And now you're working on Love and War with Jay Thomas, Annie Potts.
Yeah, we just finished our second season. Annie Potts is with us now. She's wonderful. Spunky.
Now, how exactly did you research? I know actors do that. They research their roles. How did you research the role of Garbage Man?
Well, I play a garbage man who sits at a bar, so I did a lot of drinking in my formative years. And,
how old were you the first time you had a drink?
First time?
Swear.
Well, my grandfather used to always let us finish his Budweisers, so I would say like 6, 8 months.
Now, you're from Chicago?
Grew up in Wilmette.
Oh, and you come from a very...
Very Wilmettian family.
Sure. Very prominent show business family. The Barrymores, the Fondas, the Bridges, Baldwins, and the Murrays.
Yeah, and it is in that order, I think.
What was it like growing up?
Well, growing up, well, the puberty was rough.
And would you come around... Come around the dinner table at the end of the night. I know you come from a... How many kids in your family?
Huge family. I'm the youngest of 9, and Mom and Dad, and...
Wait a minute. Let me guess. You're Catholic?
Irish.
There you go.
Catholic. Mom and Dad, no hobbies, perhaps? Yeah. No cable?
Well,
no.
obviously they had one hobby, Joel.
Yeah, well... but, yeah, people say the comedy came from the dining room table, and we actually would have like a second seating sometimes at our house. Guys, you know, my brother's friends would come around just to sit and watch the second half of dinner, because my dad was a real slow eater, and everybody would try to entertain my dad for the second half of the meal, and plus we knew that the first one up had to do the dishes for the 11 of us, so
ouch.
You'd hang out.
Uh-huh. Now, can you go through the names of your siblings? Do you know them all?
Ed, Brian, Nancy, Peggy, Billy, Laura, Andy, John, and Joel.
Boom. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, we actually have some pictures of some of your family. Can you maybe...
I'll probably recognize them.
All right,
sure.
well, we'll see. Give us a little tidbit, a little morsel of inside Murray trivia on each one of them. Got that first one?
My brother Billy. He likes to be my lost father. Uncle Jan, of
Jan
course.
Murray,
Jan
sure.
Murray there. But,
Was it a musical family?
Musical? Yeah. Anne Murray. Boy, did she get blown away in the national anthem competition last World Series, or what?
She did. Roseanne Barr really kicked her ass.
No. Arthur Murray.
There you go.
Recently passed away. Yeah, he's a black sheep. We don't really let him around.
And the woman with him there? Is that...
well, that's not even to be talked about. That's part of the whole family problem.
She's from the third seating, no doubt.
Eddie Murray.
Right.
Eddie Murray. Not to be mistaken with Eddie Murray, the field goal kicker. Eddie Murray, the brother.
Of course not.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Fred McMurray. The Scottish sect of the family.
Irish
sure.
and Scott, that's a pretty crazy mix.
That's, yeah, you need something to chase that with.
And there's the chaser right there.
And Rose Murray.
There you go. We're going to come right back with smoking advocate Emma Chiswell, so don't go away. Very good. 4 out of 5.
If you or someone you know has herpes, then this is important to watch because the product I'm going to share with you is guaranteed to work. It's called Azurex. There is no cure for herpes, but there is something guaranteed to stop outbreaks, provide soothing relief, and accelerate healing. In this attack pack, there are 5 individual swabs. They are easy to carry and easy to use. Just snap it to activate it. If you feel an outbreak coming on, apply Azurex after that first tingle and immediately feel the relief. So if you're looking for something that's powerful, natural, and really works, then order Azurex now.
Emma, pleased to have you here. Joel Murray.
Thank you.
Now, Emma, many people feel ads like this and some of the other cigarette brands are only the tip of the iceberg when you're dealing with the whole public health issue of smoking and secondhand smoke and all that stuff. People say that the cigarette industry is really catering to young adults.
Well, first of all, let me thank you for having the courage to have me on the show. It's not a popular stand that I have.
No?
But I feel what we need to do is get the message out early.
Absolutely, which is why I wanted to have you here.
Exactly. We want to get our kids smoking as soon as we can. Prenatally, if possible. Let me explain something to you.
Keep smoking in the womb.
Yes. Now, I want to ask you something. Did you ever have the chicken pox?
As a matter of fact, I did, yeah.
Now, one of the awful things is we don't have a vaccination for chicken pox. But I feel if we can get our young people to smoke early enough, we can build up a layer of tar on those little lungs that will protect them from any kind of pollution you can throw at them. I know this has worked with my two. And,
you've got children of your own.
Yes, I do. I think you saw the one. He was playing over there earlier.
And you actually encouraged your children, young kids, to actually start smoking cigarettes.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you...
But what about... on every pack of cigarettes that is sold, you see the little Surgeon General warning, can cause all these horrible things. What about that?
Oh, there's always kooks out there. I am so tired of this anti-gun control business. You know what I'm saying.
Well, how did you come to this unique viewpoint on smoking?
I do not work for the tobacco industry, if that's what you're trying to get at.
It actually wasn't, but...
My interest in this is purely children. I'm sure that you've all had to come up with clever ideas for birthday parties.
Sure.
Do you have any children of your own?
Yeah, I've got 2.
Well, let me show you a couple of the ideas that I came up with when we were thinking of those goodie bags, with the birthday parties.
Something to send the kids home with.
Exactly, and we came up with this My First Lighter, and isn't this darling? See?
That's nice.
It teaches hand-eye coordination, as you're going... that kind of thing, that's good. Now, I heard you mentioning earlier about Grandpa giving you a little extra something in the baba, huh? This you can actually put the pipe right in there too.
Oh, that's nice.
So you could go with that.
That's nice.
So how old were your children when they began smoking?
Well, as I say, I was very conscientious. As soon as the old rabbit died, I started in. And
the rabbit smoked?
Oh, absolutely,
I'm just
absolutely.
What about all the medical? It seems like every doctor in the world condemns smoking and says it's bad. Do you? It seems.
Oh, and I suppose nobody smoked on studs, huh?
So let me get this straight. Now this is kind of the theory that like the Denver Broncos are always a perennial power because they're at that high altitude and teams come in there and they have to play them. They're better because they're used to the lack of oxygen.
Absolutely.
So if you get these kids smoking and then like send them to Iowa, smoking in L.A., and then send them to Iowa where there's a lot of air, they become super athletes or something.
Absolutely. Smog, schmog, who cares? Because, we have it in the house when they go out. That's the whole idea of protection.
And because you start them young, your theory is that they're immune to it as they get older.
Well, yes, I think I said that, didn't I? One of the other beauties is some of these vaccinations. Have you ever been on the beach and you've seen somebody has a real ishy vaccination on their arm?
Sure.
This way, nobody has to know. You're protected, you're safe, and nobody has to know.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have an organization that you work through, or
yes,
this is just a silent crusade of your own?
We heartily endorse everyone smoking early.
Now, isn't secondhand smoke good enough? I mean, can't you just lock them in the car and just blow smoke in there? That's a good point.
If you're stuck, you can always go that route. As I say, sometimes you're going to get... They're going to have friends whose parents are uptight, and they're not going to, allow them to have it.
I guess I see the logic of your argument. I just don't. How are you getting this message out?
Well, just like Joe Camel, we try to get the message out, and we have been very successful with an ad campaign that's in some of the more prominent magazines across the country.
Well, I got this out of Time. You like Time, Newsweek?
Yes, I think we have some examples.
Did you bring some with you? All right, put them on the...
There we go. Isn't he cute?
He's darling. Mm-hmm.
I've been smoking since I was a kid.
Right.
So say a kid had a bad lung. Could he start on chewing tobacco? Would that...
That would be a good substitute, right.
Oh, that's nice.
That is... Keeps the youngsters busy for hours, no doubt, Emma.
Exactly, and again, hand coordination's important.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to be putting that filter into your eye. That would be bad, wouldn't it?
Well, we don't use filters.
Why waste time, really,
exactly.
Huh? All right, well, it's an alternate viewpoint, certainly. I'm glad that you were here. We're going to be right back with supermodel Boutros Ghali, so don't go away.
Miss Darling.
Folks, thank you very much. We are just out. We're out of time, actually. Actually, we're about 15 minutes over. But before we go, I'd like to thank my guest, Mr. Joel Murray. Ms. Emma Chiswell, thanks for being here, Emma. I'd also like to apologize to Supermodel Boutros Ghali. We didn't get to him. He'll be back on in June. If I could just slow things down for a second, I'd like to get serious.
This way, everybody.
I truly appreciate the fact that all you folks showed up here today, and
now this is a
I appreciate
studio.
the fact that as a performer, I'm able to connect with you out there
in fact,
in the
many
television
of the fight
audience.
scenes
You know,
in
it's
the
an
movie
important
Spartacus
kind
were
of
taped within
umbilical
these very
cord
walls
that connects us.
Now, the hit show Dark
And,
Shadows also filmed here, and the actor who played Barnabas Collins.
Excuse me. We're just about done. If you can just give me 2 minutes, we're taping a show here.
Oh. Everybody down. Everybody down. Now, real TV shows tape here now. Keep moving, please. Keep moving.
So, like I said, thank you very much.
Everybody.
Thank you very much for.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Don't look into the camera. It will steal your soul.
That's true.
Hey, isn't that guy from Studs?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's me. We're out of time. Good night, America. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.